Will.
Hey.
Hello. That is hello in Norwegian.
You did your work.
I
Did your homework.
I did the work. Nope, that's a German accent. Elevator pitch is back. Obviously, it is time to pitch movies, fake movies. The only podcast pitching fake movies to, you ready for this? Yeah. Renate Reinsve.
It's pretty good.
Pretty good?
Yeah.
Seth Meyers, that's how he says it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we looked that one up. We did the work.
Yeah.
Obviously, Will Peters is here with me live from Oslo, where we are talking about Sentimental Value, the new movie from Joachim Trier, starring Renate Reinsve.
Cool.
Their third collaboration. I never saw their first one.
It is technically the third.
Yeah, but really their second. Spiritually, their second. After Worst Person in the World in 2021.
I think it comes out in 21, yeah.
Yeah. We're kind of talk about a niche actress from the Norwegian cinema scene, because we were really struggling for listeners up to this week, and you were like, let's turn things around here.
And we believe she has the juice.
I believe she has the juice and more. I'm glad you agree.
Yeah,
we
100%.
Yeah, she's capturing.
I'm a Renate truther.
Yeah, I'm a hollow Renater.
Come on.
Yeah. Two words, Norwegian.
You're canceled.
Will, I've been looking at the YouTube metrics, and the reason I've been so adamant about recapping I Love LA before we do start with whatever we're talking about, is I'm obviously moneyballing our podcast and seeing the average viewer duration. And people are sticking around because they hear us talking about
because they love LA.
Yeah, they love LA. Yeah. Are you seeing the same numbers that I'm seeing?
I haven't seen those numbers, truthfully, but
Renate, truthfully, Renate.
I'm a Renate truther once again. I have not noticed that, but I am interested in it. Yeah, and we are both current with it. You are freshly current.
In this seat, I finished episode 5. Yeah. But yeah, I think the show is it keeps getting better for me, and I'm glad about that.
I love LA.
Yeah. The only, there's like 2 things each episode that don't track.
Sure.
They got out of the way with this one real quickly. Just public gunfire in the Silver Lake neighborhood of Los Angeles.
A really odd cold open.
Yeah, just a classic colder.
Yeah, that one really made me stop, think a little bit, and I kept going. And I enjoyed the rest of the episode.
Yeah, it's a good episode.
Yeah, they're getting
some good lines.
They're getting easier and breezier.
Yeah,
in a way. I think that because you mentioned this, that it's odd that the show's. I mean, it's just like an HBO trademark that they have to start with an episode recap.
Yeah,
when like these episodes are becoming more and more self-contained, like there are threads for each character running through them, but they're really loose. Yeah. Like it's really like you don't really need to keep track. Sequentially.
Previously on I Love LA.
Yeah, the episode recap, oftentimes an episode recap, for those that have never seen one, will like chart an entire season's worth of info.
Yeah, they got about 20 minutes to do on this one.
Yeah, this one was like last week's episode was this.
Yeah, and it was like I tried to give this guy a hand job and now I'm styling him.
Yeah.
And all right, let's keep going, which is awesome.
But yeah, I mean
which I support until he gets on ATV, obviously.
Again.
Yeah.
No, I liked this new episode, and I am. It has been. I don't know if it had been renewed as of last week. It has been now.
Yeah, well, I know it is now. I didn't. Yeah, I guess we didn't talk about that.
I don't know that
speed renewal.
Broken. Yeah. A season 2 coming down the pipe.
I tried listening to Rachel Sennett on the Throwing Fits podcast.
She made an appearance.
She made an appearance, and it's really interesting that her and everyone else from the show seems to be like playing the bit of their characters in press almost.
Yeah.
And on TikTok, it is a pretty like all platform show in a way that I think is working for it real well. Because I do think it's picking up steam. I was talking to my sister across the coast over in DC.
Yeah.
Her friend overheard me mention it on the phone and was like, "Oh my God, I love that show." And my boyfriend loves that show too.
Jesus H. Christ.
Yeah. So
I mean, that's beautiful.
They're doing something right.
That's boots on the ground shit. That's grassroots shit. I think it's really interesting. I think it's I do think there's some good zingers each episode.
Yeah, I like the like every 6 months you get in an accident. And she was like, no, I just got in one. That means that we have another 6 months till I get in one. I thought that was good. Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting how each episode, a character gets like really sidelined, like for like the length of the episode. This week it was Tallulah, basically.
Tallulah,
she gets like one scene and she's out. And before that, it had been, I think, the second episode. Our stylist got sidelined for the entire episode. Like, it's a three-hander each episode.
Yeah, he got more shots up than Hutcherson in the last one.
Yeah, Hutcherson's been getting the shaft a lot.
I got a problem with Hutcherson's jeans. It seems like everyone, it's very specific to be like, this guy doesn't care about fashion. But can we get him some jeans that like aren't from like, the clearance aisle at
He's frugal.
Fucking American Eagle, man.
He's frugal, and
I get he's a teacher, but
I respect
that. Let's figure it out with the jeans.
I am not frugal. I keep buying Blu-rays.
Okay, yeah. Tell us about your Cyber Monday Blu-ray purchases.
I'm having a bad time.
Were you like?
I'm blowing money, man.
Were you like Stellan Skarsgård giving 4-year-olds the piano teacher on Blu-ray?
It gives him the piano teacher and Irreversible, which, man, that kid is gonna have one hell of a Christmas.
This is how you understand women.
I mean, what a grandfather. Kind of like how my grandfather did, but with all of the episodes of Sanford and Son. Similar but different. This week has been rough for the release of physical media, the purchase, the
not
trading,
rough for the release, the
purchasing,
rough for your bank account.
Yeah. Been picking up some discs, but
can we do a bag reveal?
We can. When I've got them all, I can. I'd be happy. I'd love to bring them in. Maybe show them off to Cam. Maybe let you guys take a peek.
Yeah, maybe to Tanner.
Would you guys like that?
Yeah, maybe to Tanner if he's alive.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I saw that comment.
Shout out.
He's not.
He's not fucking dead.
He's dead to us. What did you get though before we get into
what did I get? She's a bad sign. I don't remember. They're just blowing through my ears.
Are you serious? You were in that much of a craze?
Just like fucking. I got. There's a label I've been really interested in. This is so fucking. This is what we do, but
yeah.
This is what I do. But there's a label, Cinematograph, which is a sub-label of Vinegar Syndrome.
I know. Okay? I know Vinegar.
Yeah, everybody knows Vinegar. Their sub-label, Cinematograph, I've been eyeing for a while. They've got like 20 movies out there that they've released so far, and this was their Black Friday sale. I wanted to grab a couple, really pay my respects.
Yeah, you got Just Go With It, obviously.
I got Just Go With It on 8K. I got a random assortment of, firstly, Wesley Snipes and Gary Busey in Drop Zone.
I've seen half of Drop Zone,
which is directed by my former teacher, John Badham.
Get out.
Yeah. Good dude. Whoa. Really good dude. Really nice.
Man, that was a deep COVID watch for me.
Yeah. He was my teacher during COVID. I felt really bad for him. He was really old.
Okay.
That was really hard for him.
Yeah.
Zoom. But really nice guy. And clearly knew what he was talking about.
Yeah.
And he directed Drop Zone. And it looked awesome, even though all the reviews were like, yeah, it's fine. I was like, I should probably have this on 4K. I got Drop Zone.
I got Drop Zone. I filed for bankruptcy.
I got Drop Zone. I got a movie called The King of the Gypsies with an 18-year-old Eric Roberts.
Whoa.
Also Cinematograph. Which is directed by the writer of Dog Day Afternoon.
Okay.
Co-starring Susan Sarandon. Thought it looked awesome.
I like how you're going with stuff that, because my thing with disc is that I really only go for, and I really haven't made any purchase in a while, but really only go for things that I've seen.
Yeah.
I want to own movies that are like, I would.
That's a good place to
consider
be.
my movies.
You should stay there.
But your collection's not that big.
It's not that big. It's not like my father's is. All encompassing.
Yeah, I'm glad that your father and I chopped it up about this.
I heard. I heard you guys chatting.
Yeah, but I do think it's very interesting that this is something this kind of collection, this hobby of collection, physical media is something that you grew up with.
Yeah,
it's completely normalized to you. You're 27. You've known about your father's thousands of DVDs your entire life.
Yeah,
and now, as an adult, it has now become a more popular thing to do through podcasting, really.
Yeah.
Through Tracy Letts and through Sean Fennessy and those guys and the freaks with the other podcasts too. Mm. And like, it's funny that like you probably are one of the most qualified, and your dad, two of the utmost qualified people to talk about this. Yeah, it's almost like we will make zero headway into that like niche conversation because of just what's going on right now. You're really going into the niche titles now, though.
I am. I've officially entered the blind buy niche title verse, which is dangerous because these distributors know you're there.
Yeah,
and they are so smart about marketing movies that you shouldn't pay what they're asking for, but they sell you like, you're like, that does sound good.
Yeah.
I think I might like 19-year-old Eric Roberts downtown New York City.
And if you don't, well, it's good.
You bought it.
Yeah.
If you don't, you can't get rid of it. Who wants it? You're one of 1,000 people that own it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Anyway, we went off on a tangent.
Yep. We're talking about Sentimental Value, I think. A movie in theaters currently.
Renate Reinsve. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I said it right there again.
Yeah.
Sentimental Value. Mm-hmm. We kind of swore off movie reviews, but we're going to talk a little about this movie.
Yeah.
Because, frankly, I think this movie rocks.
I thought it did, too.
Are you a fan of like the Joachim Trier experience in a way? I mean, his movies do feel very distinct in a way that I think is like not being done too like as stylistically, rhythmically, and kind of in like the very simple story with covering massive themes. That seems to be his thing now. His kind of resurgence almost, in kind of Oscar conversation movies. This family dynamics in this one, and kind of this like young woman discovery and worst person in the world. And it's almost hard to talk about these movies for me because I'm like, they're such big bites to take out of in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I almost don't know where to start, with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is definitely doing, like, at least with these last two movies, I think that he's very clearly, he's a very clearly established voice,
yes,
and tone, and even a look for his movies as well. They both beautiful looking.
Yeah, they're like on 35.
Yeah,
they're like brightly lit, but still like look beautiful.
Yeah,
and there's always like great trees.
He captures nature really well.
Yeah, the sound design is always awesome.
Yeah. They're just really well made. Yeah, they're just really well made movies. Yeah. And they honestly, in terms of story and style, in a way, it honestly is like a European take on, like the melodramas of like the 70s and 80s. Like it honestly is very like Woody Allen or James L. Brooks in a way, even in tone at times, it kind of bouncing back and forth. There are jokes in his movies. They are funny.
They have like a European structure to them.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, in Worst Person in the World, it's like a story told in 12 parts and a prologue and epilogue. But even in this movie, it's
has a narrator weaving through. Yeah. Using the child's essay as kind of this, structure point in the beginning. Mm-hmm. And they're very, very well done. I thought with this movie in particular, I was really curious how it was all going to come together because it really sets up a lot of movie up top.
Yeah, it's like it's basically here. Robert Zemeckis is here.
It is basically here,
and then they're like, let's dig in.
Yeah, and every character really gets a lot.
Oh yeah.
From Skarsgård to Reinsve. Elle Fanning.
Elle Fanning probably the least, I would say.
Elle Fanning the least, but she gets a thread.
Oh, she's got a lot to work.
She's got a thread.
Yeah.
And the actress that plays the other sister.
Yes, who I'll look up her name right now. Yeah.
Who is excellent as well. I thought she was really good.
And Trier actually in an interview spoke about like how good their counterbalance was, where she was like homely, grounded, down to earth, where Renate is like, kinetically which we'll talk about. But like this kind of like kineticism, this charisma that's almost like hard to contain. As she has trouble in these movies almost containing it herself. But but they both kind of share this sense of like, and at least from like us, like being like American audience, they're like, oh, they're so cultured and cool and intelligent, you know?
Yeah.
They both kind of do give off that vibe. Who were we talking about? We were on the Diane Keaton one. We were talking about her and Frances McDormand being sisters.
Yeah.
If we did like most convincing sister draft in movies, I mean, they're giving them a run for their money, these two.
They're up there.
Yeah. Super convincing sisters. Yeah.
They are very, very good. And yeah, their relationship is so natural. And, you know, not to get into how this movie ends, but their ending as sisters in this movie is also beautiful. Like, it's just everything really lands right at the end. Because what I was kind of getting at was that this movie really is setting up so much in terms of like familial history, artistic history, all these different themes.
Yeah.
And for a while,
world history.
Yeah, and for a while I was like, I'm not really sure how this movie's going to wrap this all together.
Yeah.
And I really do think that it does, because of its structure of kind of using art and specifically film as kind of its angle into all this.
Yeah, and just to kind of take a step back and play host for a second here, just to like kind of like guide us through this movie. Sentimental Value is a movie about a father who's this world famous director kind of coming into his daughter's life again. One of his daughters is a theater actress, the other one's a researcher, who have different but like kind of similarly cold relationships with their father. And he wants to make a new movie, and he wants the star of it to be his daughter, Renate Reinsve, who plays her, and it kind of unfolds this whole history of their family. Mm-hmm. You know, it really, I hate to say the word in or the term in conversation, but I mean, plays on the, you know, nature versus nurture conversation that we talked about with One Battle After Another too. I mean, they're pretty similar in kind of what they're talking about.
Yeah.
With the generations and the parenting and all that kind of stuff. But
yeah,
I think you're right. Like it's interesting how, and this is similar to Worst Person in the World, where like it's about cancel culture, but it's also about, you know, like generational gaps, and it's like also about art and all that kind of stuff. It seems like Trier is really, really good at like introducing conflict through just like, you know, division in characters, you know, and we were joking about the Blu-ray thing, but like that's like a thing that's in this movie where it's like, yeah, this grandfather's like, here's the piano teacher on Blu-ray, and he's like, her mom's like, we don't own a Blu-ray. It's like, that's like a perfect encapsulation of it.
Yeah.
Really good at finding moments that are unbelievably loaded thematically, but like actually have like very small amounts of action or story in them, or like lots of story, but very little plot.
Yeah.
You know? A great example in this movie was like the, them listening through the oven, you know?
Yeah.
You get a sense of what the home is, what the relationship is with the mother. You get a sense of like the eavesdropping on the father with the mother, and also like I don't know, with the sisters getting close. It's just like, it's really smart, the situations within these things, you know?
It is. Yeah. It's very smart, and it is very, very clever in how it uses character as just as its own plot device, basically. Ooh. It's both, at least speaking specifically between this movie and The Worst Person in the World.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both built on performance and character. The Worst Person in the World, obviously, is totally Renate's movie to just like to drive home.
Don't forget about Oscar.
I could never forget about Oscar. But
it's so weird seeing them hooking up in this movie, by the way.
Yeah. He makes it appear.
Like, not Oscar again.
Yeah, he comes in and gets a couple of good minutes.
Get some tongue in there.
Gets a lot of tongue in there. And then, but in this movie as well, it's like, you know, this movie is built off of performances and is also literally deals with acting and deals with the art of performance with these characters, but then uses that as a way to tell its story. And in something, situations that could seem, you know, maybe not the most energizing or invigorating, but it's very fascinating.
I think that's why it's also hard to talk about the movie as in like, what was your favorite part of it? Or like, what was the most rewatchable part of it? Because it's almost like what makes them so loaded is also what makes them kind of almost not memorable, but almost so nuanced that they're not like bottled in scenes, you know?
Yeah.
Which is tough for the way that we kind of consume movies, almost like at least American movies. You know, it's like there's not like scenes in these movies almost. You know? I mean the closest we get is like, I mean the ending scene, obviously, which I thought was just a really, really clever and like terrifying and crazy thing. But like this scene with the sisters. But for the most part, these movies almost like, I mean, I don't think I'm making this up, but like they're like impressionist paintings, you know, and they flow together in this like harmony that makes them hard to kind of decipher, but you kind of understand what they're about when you get to the end of them.
Yeah, and it's hard to pick out. Yeah, you're right. Like individual strains of them.
Yes,
they do work in tandem with everything going on.
Yeah, but she's electric in it.
She really is. I mean, she is.
Skarsgård is
a real winner here, and I do think that he could. That's been the thing, is that his time Oscar.
It
really feels like it's a his time Oscar. It feels like he'll certainly be nominated.
Yeah,
it really feels like he could win.
Supporting actor Skarsgård.
Yeah.
Well, who's he up against? Benicio.
I could see Delroy Lindo from Sinners getting a nod here. He's excellent.
Delroy.
Old Delroy.
Yeah.
They're out there, man.
They're out there, but like Skarsgård, I don't know.
Skarsgård's going to be tough to beat. It could be Lindo's time as well, though. It could be his time.
It's a lot of his times. I just think it's interesting seeing Skarsgård not in genre, if that makes sense. I feel like I usually see him doing like an archetype of a role. I mean, even going back to Goodwill, it's like, you know, pretentious, slightly pervy professor. You know, this was him really kind of getting into like, oh, this guy's a human being bag.
Yeah.
I mean, I was pretty captured by him on the beach. I feel like they shot that scene specifically for Biboween to like make a meme out of that.
Yeah, to make a great edit.
I was like literally watching that. Like, I can't wait to see the Biboween edit on this to a Radiohead song, but
it's going to be awesome. It is going to be awesome and devastating. Yeah, there's a lot of good moments of Skarsgård that feel like they're just primed for an Oscars clip show. Just ready to go up there on the big screen.
What is that script without the weight that, I mean, all the performances, but like, I mean, him especially being this kind of like patriarchal role. I mean, the amount of weight he brings to just very simple lines in this movie is like kind of keeps you captured in these scenes. I think. Yeah.
And he has a seediness to him that is like truly, I mean,
lovable.
It's interesting in that, like watching like an older artist where it's like the way he tries to, you know, get the child to be in this movie, and it's like, oh, it'll be great for him to be in this movie, and it's like, I mean, it could be interesting for your grandson to be in your film, but you know, you're skipping a few steps. Like his thought process is,
but that's how he communicates with them.
It's just really, it's fascinating. But Renate is who we're here to talk about, and she really does shine in this movie. I mean, she bursts onto the scene with The Worst Person in the World,
of course,
and I think everybody's been waiting for. If you have Renate stock, you've been waiting for her and Trier to get back.
So she comes into my life, and I'm sure your life as well, in Worst Person in the World.
She does.
She's doing some world-class cigarette smoking in that movie, starting with the opening scene, opening shot. Yeah, one of the most capturing shots, I think, in a long time in movies.
It's arresting.
I mean, she's arresting. But I think it's funny that she's like, I literally texted you. I was like, you know, like life won't be. I don't think I said this, but I think I wanted to make it my letterbox review. I said life will not be complete till Renate Reinsve ruins it. And the movie's all about her seemingly ruining these people's lives, which I think is like such a singular thing to do almost.
Yeah.
But yeah, she comes on the scene in that movie and then kind of goes into, you know, streaming television with Presumed Innocent, which was a hit.
Yeah, it did very well. But she will not. Season 2 is a new story.
She's already spoken out about not really vibing with that whole world.
Really?
And just being like, it wasn't, the whole streaming television wasn't for me. I'd rather spend 6 months in Oslo with Joachim Trier doing rehearsals on a character.
That sounds awesome.
And then she goes into Different Men, which I ended up watching today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good.
A little slow for me.
Yeah,
but
it takes its time to get going. I think, and I think once it gets going, but I thought that movie was really interesting. One, in it being like her American, Hollywood film debut, but also in that
somehow that's a Hollywood film.
Yeah, no, totally, yeah. But I thought that that was another side of her as well. I think she's just as interesting, but she's a lot more vicious in that movie. She's odd.
There's a meanness. I mean, I think the through line with all of these characters though is that she goes back on her word a lot. And I don't mean that as in like Lane Kiffin double crossing. I mean that as in like, literally the beginning worst person in the world. She's like, I'm going to be a surgeon. No, I'm going to be a photographer. And she keeps changing her mind, which is the kind of the theme of that movie is that there's an indecisiveness, right? That the older generation's like, oh, Gen Z, whatever it is. But she's almost 40. But but like in a different man, she keeps going back and forth where she's like, you're going to be cast in this role. We're going to use prosthetics. And you're like, actually, no, we're going to do that, And you kind of buy that. You're like, oh, wait, that's the person who does that.
Yeah.
And then
Sentimental Value.
Yeah, in Sentimental Value, it's like almost the same thing where it's like this idea of this like world-class actress that's going to like rip the dress off before she goes on stage.
Yeah.
And, doesn't want to be in her father's movie, but like wants her father's respect. And it's like that sort of indecisiveness, I think, is such an interesting character trait that is pretty hard to, because it almost goes against, I think, what a lot of actors think of as titular roles,
Yeah.
That kind of decisiveness almost is probably what is like heroic, I think, about a lot of other types of characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she's just such a force that you buy the almost wishy-washy nature of her characters because
you support it.
Yeah. You're just like, you're so enraptured by like, what is she going to do next?
Yeah.
Where is she taking us? She clearly doesn't know, but she's like, all of her characters are so committed to getting somewhere, but they don't seem to know where they'd like to be.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting.
It's very interesting. I think in Sentimental Value, it's almost like, that's kind of what similarly she shares with her father, where it's like this sort of like inability to express, emotion in life, but like an inability to like figure out what to diagnose problems in real life and only being able to do it through art or through the movies, And it's like, not to get into the ending of that movie, but to me, that last scene almost feels like that's as decisive as she will get in a movie, Like that's her and her father kind of figuring their shit out.
Yeah.
Without saying anything, but instead reliving that through performance or whatever it might be. Mm-hmm. Skarsgård in that moment when he almost is like, oh,
you're the real deal.
Yeah. But he learns, when he learns that about her, not to get too much into it, but like it's something in her presence that I think is pretty singular.
Yeah.
That's why we got stock on her.
We got a lot of stock. And I'm curious to see because I think the stock's only going up.
Well, she's getting older though. Well, she's entering, not getting older. I don't mean to like be ageist here, but like she's not like she's 24 and the world's ahead of her.
Yeah, she's 38.
She's like 38. She's like, I got a kid. I'm gonna do shit I want to do.
Yeah,
it's a pretty cool but like interesting position to be in.
Yeah, honestly, and I don't wish this upon her.
Yeah,
I think that she's primed, if not destined, to be cast in untitled DC property as like a government official.
Did you see her quote?
No, I didn't.
She said, quote, Marvel would probably fire me. She says shit like that.
That's great. Because I was trying to think out, I'm eventually going, when we get to pitches, I will be eventually pitching her an English language film. It's my native tongue.
Maybe I won't.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And my pitch will be in Norwegian too. Hello.
I feel like such a fucking fraud.
I see what you're saying.
But I'm thinking like, I'm so curious. A Different Man is a perfect role for her to do in like, because her English is pretty clear.
It's clear. Yeah.
For it not being her first.
Yes, of course.
It's pretty clear. She clearly like has a pretty good direction on her English.
Yeah.
So she could take on any number of
Anyway.
English language films. I'm just curious what they're going to put her.
So this LA Times profile,
Yeah.
she's done a bunch of these lately. She specifically said she has turned down multiple American projects.
I would
between
imagine
the time of Worst Person in the World, Sentimental Value.
Sure.
And I'm sure they are the roles that you're talking about.
I am almost certain she was offered a part in Project Hail Mary, which has Sandra Hüller, who I also love.
Like that. Oh yeah, Sandra Hüller's in that, right?
She is.
It's like stuff like that, but it's also like, I mean, there must have been 47 Amazon Prime shows.
Yeah.
She did Presume Innocent, and I think that was pretty well received critically, but also was just like a smash. I mean, it was like one of Apple's highest rated.
Yeah,
shows.
it did really well. And it has a huge star for her to go kind of toe with.
And she, with Gyllenhaal, and she also was supposed to be in. I'm sure it conflicted with this movie, but she was Sentimental Value, but she was supposed to be in Sinners as Julie Gardner's part. She was originally cast in that role.
You mean Weapons?
Weapons, sorry.
Interesting.
That was she was the original casting announcement for that.
Huh.
Yeah, so she clearly has good taste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Garner is better for that role.
Okay.
I think Garner's really good in that movie.
Yeah.
That's interesting, though, to me.
Could I ask you a question? Because I have an interesting what if with her.
Yeah.
Do you have a movie that you would be like, well, this would have been interesting if it was her instead of whoever's in the movie? Because I have one off the bat that I think is an
I don't have one off the bat.
What if she was Dakota Johnson's part in The Materialist? What happens to that movie? Is that movie so centered around the Dakota Johnson experience? Because I think that movie is like so interesting with her in there instead.
That's a really good one.
They kind of look like each other, but
they do. They have a similar brood. That's a really interesting
that's an
one.
interesting one.
I would love to see her go blow to blow with Pascal. I think she could.
I think she'd ruin him.
I think she'd ruin him.
Yeah.
And I think that she would bury Evans.
Oh my God.
She's Tim Duncan on him.
That might be her problem. Is she's
powerful.
She's too powerful, cool, and smart for a lot of Hollywood bullshit.
Yeah.
That like plays because everyone else is playing dumber than them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's why her going and doing A Different Man makes a ton of sense, because
she's dominating that movie.
She is dominating, and Sebastian Stan is playing that like kind of like, sheltered, cowardly part.
Was he nominated for that movie?
He was nominated for The Apprentice.
Okay, good, because I not that he's bad in this movie, but it's like
a lot of people.
What's he doing in this?
A lot of people believe that it was like, he was in 2 movies in 1 year.
Yeah.
They're giving him one. They'll give him the topical,
right.
The Apprentice.
He was good.
I thought he was very good in A Different Man. I thought he was very funny. I mean, his face is just like when his face has become Sebastian Stan.
Yeah.
And he spends the second half of the movie just like,
he still kind of uglies it up. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I was able to I take that back. He's actually very good. It's just, I was kind of slow, but he's really good at pretending like he doesn't know he looks like Sebastian Stan.
Yeah, he is.
Because if you ever watch his interview where he's hitting on Sharon Stone on, I think it was like Corden or something, he's also really good at like knowing he's Sebastian Stan as well.
Yeah, he looks great.
Yeah. So good job on him. But Renate though.
Yeah, she's great for that movie because also Sebastian Stan is not one of these like, he's not Pedro Pascal, and like Sebastian Stan, other than having been in, all these different Marvel movies, like, there's not really like a Sebastian Stan persona, I would say. Like, I would say he's pretty,
that's the Marvel thing. It's it's tough to.
He doesn't really have like a thing that he does. And I think he's a very, very good actor. That's not derogatory.
Some Bucky people would really brush up against that.
They'd go Winter Soldier.
Can I bring up though, not to shift gears, but can I bring up though a little personal history of Renate that I learned about, just to kind of give us some context to this kind of overall power and coolness we're talking about with her.
Please do.
So she's from I think a town outside of, I don't think it's Oslo, but
it's a small town.
Small town, yes. In Norway. Mm-hmm. And she, I think she was born there, but she grew up there. Family has a hardware store in this town. She works in this hardware store as a kid. And she claims to have been kicked out of like every school she was in, very rebellious teenager, ends up running away from home. And it, quote, I'm not actually reading this right now, but paraphrasing, that she went to Edinburgh, Scotland, because it was the cheapest train ticket she could find, gets to Scotland. And she's like, yeah, I was just walking around there. Finally, the hostel gave me a job because they felt bad for me. So I ended up spending a year like doing theater and partying at a youth hostel in Edinburgh, Scotland.
Yeah.
Comes back to Norway, studies at the National Theatre School or whatever it is, and then just basically becomes a Norwegian actress, you know?
Yeah.
And like, and then she's like, yeah, but like, honestly, like the TV roles were so boring. I mean, she's like a working actress, you know?
Yeah.
And she's like, TV roles are so boring, whatever. I just wasn't really connecting with the material. So I thought about quitting and becoming a carpenter, getting in the family business.
Cool.
I'm like, this is just the most ridiculously cool shit ever. Where you're like, oh, you were recently in Croatia yourself.
I was
in Oslo for 12 hours once. I was kicked out, but no, I wasn't.
God damn it.
I think there's a European goggle sentiment that I have where I walk around a city like Oslo and I'm like, why is this woman who looks like Renate Reinsve working at a hardware store? Yeah. Because there is a lot of people like that where you're just like, and man and woman, or you're just like, you would be a movie star or at least like a TikToker if you lived anywhere where there wasn't like an affordability. You would
have a smoothie named after you.
Yeah. If there wasn't this like affordability of living where you're like, I can have a good life as a carpenter here in Oslo, Norway.
I need nothing else.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's beautiful. No Blu-rays for you? Yeah. No 4Ks?
I think that's like what is like this, at least I'm like mythologizing it. This seems like it's kind of her MO, which is just like, I guess like I love acting, but like I don't fucking do it.
Yeah.
Give me an Oscar nom, I'll show up, I'll smoke a cig, I'll have a drink, but like, you think I need this, you know? You think I'm strategizing with 7 publicists about like what shoes are best to wear? You know, like I don't know why I said publicist. You know what I'm saying?
I do. And it's like in an age where that is such, I mean, that's the most American acting concept of
it's the Blake Lively syndrome almost.
Yes,
you know?
and I even think to right now where like it really feels like Glenn Powell, somebody who I really like, feels like we're just always being inundated with news of like how he's strategizing his career.
Same with Sweeney,
with Sweeney. Yeah. I think it's just like I don't think it's that interesting, like just generally speaking, because ultimately I want them all to just make better movies, and I'd like them to take roles where they're good in them. I know that's easier said than done, but I think so often Hollywood in general gets so caught up in its strategy and future planning that it forgets to make a really interesting movie now.
Yeah.
And that leads to a movie like The Running Man, which is just like a mixed bag of Powell. And you're like, well, and now it's like people are like, well, what does this do to the Powell star? And I'm like, just let him do another movie. Like Hollywood has this obsession with the plans and the outlook and the career, you know.
But not only that, but shamelessly publicizing it.
Yes,
know?
Yeah, like what they're looking to do and what they're, you know, charting their future ahead. Where it almost seems like she's like, I have no idea what I'll be doing next. I'm not interested in figuring out what I'll be doing next.
Yeah, I could be a carpenter in 5 years. If
a good script comes to me, I'll be happy to do it. And it seems like even, you know, I know she had talked with Joachim Trier on Worst Person in the World. Like, as they were dissecting that character, they were finding all these nuances to that character that they wanted to explore but couldn't explore in that movie. And so they kind of like took that in after Worst Person in the World was done. They took that on and were like, maybe this could spiral into its own thing.
Yeah.
And even still, it was like, okay, she was like, write a script. I'll read that and then we'll see where we stand. Like, she wasn't just like, whatever you write, I'll do.
Yeah, that's like that classic, like, oh man, like, I mean, as soon as Edgar Wright picked up the phone, I had to work with him.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Whenever they call, I am there. She was like,
I hate that shit.
She was like, if it's good, I'll do it.
Said, yeah. Well, I mean, if Edgar Wright calls on the phone, you know,
I'm gonna
we're there.
Yeah, obviously we're doing it.
I know you know, this is a weird comp, but like, I think that there's an ability to sell the hustle in a way that is like social media has basically allowed these actors to do, and it's kind of fetishized that in a way that's almost made its own like kind of like market out of. And I think the Chalamet thing going on right now is a perfect example. I think he kind of has fun with it in a way that and he's earnest about it, that kind of plays a little less cynically.
Yeah.
But like the idea of Chalamet being like, I'm going to put out a fake 20-minute strategy meeting to market my movie is like exactly what we're talking about in that same way. Or even his girlfriend like posting like her like breast augmentation like specifications on TikTok.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, that's like, I'm not trying to bring that up to be crude. I'm like literally bringing it up to be like, that kind of peel behind the curtain is exactly as important to marketing these movies or these lifestyles as the product or people themselves, you know?
It's the current obsession with a faux transparency.
Exactly.
That is like, it's like, yeah, Hollywood now is open. We tell you stuff. You can. This is what happens.
Come on, Dax Shepard's podcast.
Yeah, tell it all.
Yeah, and I it's like it is kind of jarring being in, and I think being in a Joachim Trier movie, not being in one, but like living through it. I think that's why I've rewatched Worst Person like 3 or 4 times now. I think. I mean, I think it was my favorite movie that year it came out. I mean, it was a weird year, 2021, but like,
it was.
I think it was my favorite movie that year it came out, and I love going back to it because it's just fun being in this like kind of like we work to live European, obviously I'm like fetishizing a lot, but like that kind of lifestyle that I think reflects in Renate's attitude in her own movies, you know, and it gives her this almost leverage, and I think it's like. It's cool that guy's just like, yeah, my first boyfriend was like this, my male model. The second one is like world famous cartoonist. And then I date a barista.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're like, what is happening here?
Who is this person?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just, and she's like, I'm a surgeon, then I'm a photographer. And, it's like, but, cool. We have universal health care and we all live in like weird apartments with door handles 8 feet up. And you're like, all right.
That's awesome.
Am I making any sense right now?
You're making all the sense that you could ever make. I mean, I just think that
I love you, Renate.
She opens up a world of artistic possibility.
Exactly.
Is where we're coming from, in a world that isn't there isn't a great analogous for her in America.
No.
And in American performers and American movies.
Or American directors, most importantly.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Other than, if you're getting small, like an Aaron Schimberg.
Aaron Schimberg, I think that, not to give our pitches away, but I think like a Kelly Reichardt or a Sofia Coppola.
That's a good one. She'd be great in a Kelly Reichardt movie.
Yeah. I think that like the problem is that I think we both think she is so commercially we sound like kind of like weird. We sound weird saying this, but she's like kind of I think she's like kind of a commercial draw though,
I do think
she kind of has like a movie star undoubtable presence where I'm like, she should be working maybe with the biggest director.
It's hard not to be immediately won over by her.
Absolutely.
Even if she's doing the worst person in the world type shit. You're like, she's the best person.
Side note, this isn't about her, but just director-wise, Joachim Trier, obviously we're talking about, he's like, he starts his movies without music or anything, and it's just like festival selection,
Yeah.
Very European-style director. That being said, I know he's riffing on like European movies, but the fake movie scene within Sentimental Value, with the World War I movie, unbelievable shot.
Yeah, it was really good.
And it's like, you have that in your bag?
He's got it.
Like that was like a 30-foot crane shot.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Like onto a moving train.
It was
through a window.
It was a Spielberg.
Master. It was fucking Citizen Kane, dude.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
It was.
Oh. It's all good. And there goes your long drink.
Damn it. It was very impressive.
And you're like, I like your movies, bro, but like you could just come in and like take an Eric Roth script and cook with it.
I mean, it's the thing we've mentioned many times over the last few months where it's like just hitting the fact that really good directors can just do anything. Seemingly. I mean, they have their limitations, but they are different than everyone else.
It's mostly preference is what it comes down to.
She's like, I don't need to do that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you could. I might need you to do it.
Yeah, it took Paul Thomas Anderson 30 years to shoot a car chase, you know? Like, then he gives us two of the best. Yeah.
You should do that all the time.
Yeah. That's why, I think, honestly, not to go too off track, but that's what's making me more excited about the Cliff Booth Fincher movie.
Is that he's good at all the stuff that you would want to see Cliff Booth do.
Yes.
That is true.
Yeah. And now I'm like, let's do it.
It's honestly, for me, to go into that tangent, the only thing about that movie that all of my doubts about that movie purely come from like a nihilistic side, a pessimistic side. Nihilist, not necessarily a pessimistic side of like kind of overarching like why make this though? Why are they doing this? What?
Yeah.
For it to be for Netflix, all of it, like for that to be the offspring of a wonderful theatrical movie.
Well, here's the plan for Fincher.
Yeah.
He has to do another Netflix movie. Why? I don't know, but he has to. So he does this on Netflix. Truly the only... If Fincher's going to do another Netflix, yeah, just give him this, you know? Sure. Then he works with Renate Reinsve.
Cool.
And does something...
Panic Room 2.
The big screen. Panic Room 2.
Yeah.
Kristen Stewart's grown up, but she's somehow become Renate.
She's Renate Reinsve.
Yeah. Renate Reinsve and Kristen Stewart are a married couple in this movie.
Feels like they would kill each other. Him or Fincher and
Reinsve.
Yeah, I think they would kill each other.
But they'd make great work out. It'd be a Gyllenhaal Fincher situation, you know? Yeah, they'd get something good out of there. Mm. I just think that someone like him would be like fascinated with having her. He's obsessed with perfection, you know?
Yeah.
And there's something weirdly, imperfectly perfect about her presence on screen, I think is, you know. American directors, though, it's hard to think of.
Yeah.
Like, who's she going to, you know?
It is more independent leaning directors. It is Kelly Reichardt. It's like Jim Jarmusch. It's like smaller filmmakers that are more focused on character. And that's because we've mainly seen her in character-driven work, but it's hard to imagine what the scale-up is if it's not Paul Thomas Anderson.
Yeah. All right. We'll keep her small.
I mean, PTA could be good. Is he available for the Untitled Reinsve picture?
When Trier and Fennessy were talking, I think he, you know, when Fennessy asked at the end of it, he's like, what's the last thing you saw that was great? He said One Battle. And he's like, I had the great pleasure of becoming friends with Paul Thomas Anderson.
So he could link him.
He could link him. I'm ready for that.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. The Maya Rudolph, Reinsve double, the two-hander.
Yeah. Put Chase Infinity in there, too.
Interesting.
Picture this. You're at work. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Who friggin' knows? And then ding, an email comes into the inbox. It's the Pioneer newsletter. You read through it. You say, God damn, if that wasn't a cold cocktail for my inbox. Sign up today at thepioneer.online. That's thepioneer.online. All right, back to the show.
Well, should we pitch to Renate?
Yeah, we got to pitch.
Yeah.
I recommend, if somehow you're still listening to this and haven't seen Sentimental Value, I think it's a really, really good movie.
Yeah.
I was really captured by this movie.
Yeah. I think it's one of the best movies of the year. It will be.
Said it.
It will be nominated for most awards. I think it's unlikely to win most of those awards, but
it's too cool.
But Skarsgård could walk home with a big Goldie.
A
little golden man.
A little golden man.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool
for the Skarsgårds. And I'd like to see Bill get one, and Alex.
Is Alex? He's doing that bondage movie, right?
He's doing everything.
You
feel like they're both so busy. It's like they're always in stuff.
It's time. The It's Time Oscar for Stellan Skarsgård should be because he has given Hollywood. He's given them like 3 actors, you know?
Yeah.
We got a lot of work out of Stellan.
We give that family books more work than anyone.
Yeah, and we're forgetting about Peter. Is he involved in that family?
I don't know.
Right?
I thought he was Sarsgaard. I think he's missing a... Is
Yeah, you're right. This is the reveal when I learn.
Yeah, Peter Sarsgaard.
Oh, man.
Missing a K.
I'm going to make that a clip, and it's not going to do well, and I'm still going to do it.
I mean, he executive produced Lovelace, so he's doing all right. He's had a hell of a career, too.
Yeah, he's good.
For Peter.
Yeah, he's using presumed innocence with Renate.
I mean, he's riding the Skarsgård wave for sure. He just dropped a letter. People thought they were getting a Skarsgård.
He had to. You know? This is why like Seth Curry hasn't played on the Warriors the entire time. He just couldn't be in the shadow.
Well, he just got re-signed by the Warriors.
I know. Now he's
now he's got to do it.
Yeah.
He's got to stay in the league.
Yeah, he's one of the historical best 3-point shooters, I think. Yeah.
Steph, please give me a spot.
Yeah. Anyway, we shall pitch to Renate in the future.
Yeah.
What do you want to do? You want to go first? You want me to go first? How you feeling?
I'm feeling unsure.
I feel unsure too, but this is like in classic Renate fashion where we're gonna really find the character, right? Like that's kind of what we're gonna do.
I hope so. It was really hard to pin her down to find a good role for her.
Similar to our Mezcal episode, these people who are best when they're kind of like not talking as much. They have a great interiority to them, which makes it hard to put them on a big old screen, 40x, on a Payakun in the middle of Na'vi territory, deep in Pandora. Fuck. Jim Cameron and Renate gonna get up?
She'd be great in Avatar 4.
She's gonna be good in Ghosts of Hiroshima.
That's one of the ghosts. I don't know. I mean, so the image I kept seeing of Renate was her in like, because she is such this confident, while being messy, this confident persona and this captivating persona. I couldn't stop picturing her in the corporate world as a real girl boss. I felt like she has to be on top of a really messy corporate situation.
Okay.
The closest comp I could think of was I was imagining her with in a similar world to Yorgos and Emma Stone for Begonia. Now, I wouldn't want to make Begonia because they just made that movie, and it's called Begonia, and Emma Stone's in it, and Yorgos directed it. But I do think her and Yorgos is interesting, and Yorgos is not a guy I always ride for.
I'm about to say, I could use about 5 years off from Yorgos.
And I think that he could use that time personally.
Yeah.
I think he needs to get some sleep.
He needs to go to more Phoenix Suns games. You remember that?
Yeah.
That was like such a Yorgos heat check. He's like, fuck it, I'm at a Suns game, man.
Fuck it, I love Colin Gillespie basketball. As I'm talking through it, who's interesting to imagine with Renate? Because where I got to is I was like, instead of plot and what the movie is, I got to think about packaging with her. Because I think that's going to get me to a movie more than like...
But we're talking about her being like, I won't say yes till I see a story.
But packaging in the sense that who could then come up with the story? Like the real talents. Not packaging her with hot new YA novel, that all the kids will love.
I could see her doing a Colleen Hoover movie,
Should be good.
She takes Allison Williams' place and regretting you.
I could see her in an Ari Aster movie, truthfully.
My favorite.
I could see her getting a little dark. And I could see her being really upsetting.
Keep her away from horror. You can't do that to me.
I just think that, truthfully, that is where she will best play in like an American movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because inevitably, I just think that it's going to be in a way that like A Different Man is like this psychological, thriller.
Yeah.
In a way, this very, very dramatic film. I think that is kind of the vein, this whole world that Neon and A24, the other side of both of those companies that they have created, of which she has already, enjoyed great success with Neon, but their other side of their more art house,
and A24
drama.
Different Man.
True, yeah.
Yeah.
I think she'd want to go into the darker side.
Yeah. The Astroverse.
The Astroverse. And I think I just can't stop the image of her as the head of some corporate world. And I kind of thought that her having... The problem is that it feels like this movie's just been done so many times where it's like her having like an understudy basically who just witnesses all of her mess. Because I do think that she'd be great in like I'm really talking it out right now. I'm really pitch conversation.
I don't think I've seen this movie before.
Well, I think it's,
and I'll yes and you here.
I think
some stuff.
I think the character is not that dissimilar from like a Lydia Tarr.
Okay.
I think it's like, or like, a movie I didn't see, but After the Hunt, like Julia Roberts, this kind of older, as we've discussed, she's nearing 40.
Yeah, but what I'm hearing here is more the Devil Wears Prada part of it, where it's like you get someone who knows the specifics and machinations of her entire life down to the minute of where she will be at any moment ever.
Yeah.
And what if that person is possessed?
Yeah. Whoa. That's crazy.
Is that kind of what you were thinking? I know you're not much of a possessed man in the horror, right?
I'm not.
Okay. Well, maybe not possessed, but like
I just think
obsessed, maybe that.
Yeah, I think that maybe it's her assistant who is, maybe it's this dynamic of Renate, powerful being, top of the corporate chain, but her assistant is the one is the puppet master. She's like so deep into her, like all of her scheduling and booking, and she knows everything about her life that she's actually controlling it now. Oh. She's the one kind of wielding.
This is more thriller though. I think to make it horror, she has to be.
I think it could be thrilling.
Spiritually controlling her.
It doesn't. I don't need it to be fully horror.
Okay.
And Ari has proven, if we're going Ari,
yeah,
Ari has proven that he doesn't necessarily need to go full horror.
Yeah,
he just plays in the weird verse.
He plays in this movie will be cool, but like not full out what you think it's going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you may not have like a ton of fun watching this.
He's got to go more into the fun a little bit,
which I'm all for. And I have a blast with his movies, though I feel wrong.
I like Eddington.
Yeah. I did too. Yeah. It's really grown on me. Like in the sense of it's one of the movies I think most about from this year.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, Midsummer was, I think, my favorite.
That was great.
One that you showed me with there. I mean, not that it's like everyone really likes that, I think, but I think Aster has been given a lot of agency after he kind of put A24 on in a big way.
Yeah, he kind of has a blank check forever with them.
Yes, like. And because of that, I think he's gone
too far.
And even in Eddington, I think he could have used for more studio notes almost, not even to change any of the ideas in his movies, or not even any of the major plot points, but just a little bit like, hey, I'm feeling gross, dark, and sad, and you need to give me a little more, maybe like Butler cooking in this or something like that. Just like some stuff to make it like a little more cinematic. You know, a little more like, hey, let's feed us a little junk food while we're watching these.
Yeah,
this could bring them back there.
That's true. Yeah,
because we got a lot of dynamic here.
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't necessarily know what CEO corporate world she works in.
Let's greenwash it, Let's say, hey, she's taking a page out of Industry Season 3. She's in one of these like moralistic companies, right? Mm-hmm. I've been rewatching House of Cards, and what's her name? Frances Underwood? No, that's Frank. His wife.
Robin Wright?
Robin Wright is the head. She's a stone cold killer, but she's the head of a philanthropic organization. She's a CEO of like a massive, like UNICEF charity or something like that. We could go that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Save the whales.
Because she does.
Or we're taking money from the Koch brothers.
I like that.
Yeah.
Because Renate does have a real warmth to her, but she can wield it that like you can always sympathize with her while also then being like, she kind of did this to herself.
She's out for herself.
Yeah. And so then if you really weaponize that, then you can really be like, man, I want to feel bad for you, but you're.
But how is she being controlled then? That's how are we controlling that?
Yeah.
Well, I think though that like now I'm going Succession a little bit here, but All right, spoiler alert if you haven't seen the Anakin Succession. You've seen it, right?
No.
Oh, never mind. I won't say it.
Oh, you can.
No, I won't say it.
Okay.
There's a lot in that show. There's a lot of investigating, like the people at the top of like, and like then going like, oh, they're like in a lot of ways sometimes more figureheads than actual decision makers, and the decisions they make can happen so frivolously and affect so many people and affect so many markets, right? But it's not based on them sitting in a room studying all the facts and making informed decisions that the people below them couldn't dream to know how to make. It's just people being like fuck you, you know.
Yeah.
So my point is that like you could play on like the all-knowing, beautiful, powerful, devious but warm, we're rooting for her character that she can play, but it's only in performance, you know? And the actual brains behind the operation could be this unassuming assistant who doesn't have this. Maybe it's like a twist at the end, you know?
Yeah, you think it's
all her.
But she relies on this underpaid, starved, overworked assistant.
That's why I feel like maybe she's a vampire or something. Is there something eternal about the assistant?
I mean, I love vampires. They horrify me, but I love them.
Okay, you like. I just feel like there's got to be something eternal about the assistant if she is the one controlling, right?
Yeah.
In the movie I'm seeing, I'm kind of steamrolling the plot though a little bit.
No, I mean, I had almost no plot to work with. I only had like a world to put her in. I just couldn't figure out, because this is a very hot topic now too, just like the corporate world. But I feel like it's really been overtaken by TV too.
Yes.
So it's like, it's just hard to be like, and she's a rich CEO.
Yeah.
That's really...
I mean, it's something we were talking about with Jerry. Remember on the first episode we did with him, where we were talking about the eat the rich kind of
They
theme.
really hit that one hard.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily think in this movie we want to, you know, go after eat the rich, but it's more like examining a rich person and then discovering like why they're doing the things they're doing.
Did you see that trailer with the movie with what's his name from the Maze Runner movies? Dylan O'Brien.
The Sam Raimi movie with Rachel McAdams.
Yes. I mean, not to go out on this movie. I've never seen it, obviously, but that trailer I think really sucked, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was an odd trailer.
I just thought it was like playing on like ideas that like almost like network or studio executives think is like cool and sharp and current, but like is actually like the most reductive way to look at all of these kind of dynamics, you know, where it's almost like the complete opposite of Tar, where it's not like, oh, you're making a movie about the nuances of power. It's like, no, we're making a movie about like the dumbest archetype of like a douchebag CEO and this like all-powering, knowing assistant who's like actually the cool person. It's like Triangle of Sadness kind of did this in a much better way already.
Yeah.
And as with like a bunch of other things, you know, Tar as well. Like, it did make sense to me, like why they were doing this. But in that, I think it kind of does what we're talking about a little bit, being like, the assistant knows everything.
Yeah. And the assistant is different than we
previously imagined. Yeah. So I think there's meat on the bone.
There's meat on the bone, but it needs a little more. It needs to stay on the farm for a while to gestate.
So you don't like her being possessed or a vampire or anything that would make her eternal in a way where it's like the figurehead keeps getting replaced, but the person who always stays is the career assistant.
That's interesting.
You know? And she's the one controlling. And it's almost like the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist. And it's like, we never think that we always think the devil's the CEO. We always think it's the Zasloff out there.
Yeah.
But he's actually just a servant of the devil. And the devil is the career executive assistant.
Yeah. I mean, there could be something there.
All right. Just putting it out there.
Yeah. I really need to break down the first act and then I'll figure out the second and then maybe the third. I think that's interesting if it's, you know, as she kind of comes to discover that through the years, maybe this assistant has always been there. It's like in different form. Like, you know, that Renate is like, you know, she takes over and she's a new look for the company. You know, also maybe physically that she's a woman in a company that's always been historically run by men. And then
they're like, oh, she's good. She's perfect. She's good.
And then, you know, it does a classic, like she sees pictures. She's like, like from like 60 years ago. It's like, is that my assistant?
Yeah.
You know?
It's like in 1901.
Yes.
It's the same assistant.
So you could go that route.
That's a great scene, actually.
But
We kind of solved the movie there.
Like, holy shit. And then, of course, there she is. She's like,
it's like same pose.
I got your coffee. It's like, thank you.
Maybe it's not her. Maybe, does this help? Is there a journalist doing a profile on her who kind of uncovers it?
That could be good.
You know,
like a journalist angle. Yeah. Always like somebody, boots on the ground, detective work.
By the way, there's nothing more I love than like Bloodsport, where it's just like, why is there a journalist in it? Twisters is the same thing. It's like, hey, why don't we throw a journalist in there too?
Yeah.
Like, sure. Oh, yeah. Again, bring him in.
Yeah. Never hurt. Yeah.
All right.
Maybe the new year I'll come back with something.
All right. We will
really
bring it back.
concrete.
All right. Well, should we get a title? Untitled Rachel Sennett HBO project?
Yeah. Untitled Renate Reinsve project. Untitled Reinsve Aster project.
Yeah. Well, this is good because similarly to Sentimental Value, she goes, I like what you got so far.
Yeah.
But, we'll come back in a year or so and write a script and see where we're at, Yeah. Maybe I'll take a break from, my woodworking to see if I do this.
In classic fashion, I only want to hook her right now. I don't want her to commit. So that's where we are.
All right, cool. Untitled
picture.
Beautiful. Renate Reinsve. Mm-hmm. I think that I kind of went the same way. I don't know why I started so slowly. I went kind of girl boss.
Yeah.
A word we retired in 2015 after
she's a girl boss.
Netflix canceled the show Girl Boss.
Damn shame.
That was real Ghostbusters feminism era right there. Yeah. Forgotten time. Woke is dead. Anyway, but I think I went girl boss mode for her as well, but not in a CEO way. Do you know about, and I think I got her name right. I'm just going to confirm here. Do you know about the Finnish prime minister from the years 2021 to like 2023, Sanna Marin? You know what I'm talking about? I'm going to give you a little news story about Sanna Marin. She was the youngest prime minister in the history of Finland, one of the youngest ever in European PM history, of course, a lot of countries, but small country of Finland. She's elected 3 months before COVID starts. She's 35 years old. I'm just going to show you a photo of Sanna Marin because I think that's important to this right here.
She looks
similar.
Yeah.
Very beautiful. But she looks very similar to Renate Reinsve. Different Nordic country. But she made national news. This is when I kind of picked up on her. When she was seen, they opened the lockdown slightly in Finland. And there's videos of her like raging. Like her like at a house party. Like, yo, like with her friends, like dancing and like doing like playful, like backing it up on one of her friends.
Yeah.
Drink in hand. And it was insane, You're like, what this is the prime minister of a country?
Yeah.
And she's partying?
She's sick as fuck?
Well, it's like, and she's like obviously very beautiful. And you're like, what is happening here?
Yeah.
It's such a mind-blowing, inside-out concept to the American brain.
Yeah.
Like imagine like George Bush, like, just, like,
breaking it down.
That's a bad example because I think he's sober. But like, imagine Jeb Bush. Yeah, just like at like a house party.
Yeah,
we imagine these stately old politicians. She's like, she's 35 years old. She got friends.
Yeah,
it's Finland. It's not like there's necessarily this separation between the government powers and the residential people. It's like everyone's kind of living a lot more close together. Executive power is a lot more casual, and I think that's what led to everyone's like, what the fuck? She had to take a drug test after to tell everyone she wasn't like on coke or anything. It was crazy. Yeah,
I did not know any of this. Yeah.
Anyway, I really like that story, and I was like, there's a movie here somewhere. There's a movie in the idea of a young, attractive, very smart, incredibly ambitious prime minister of a country that it doesn't have a large part on the world stage, but similarly to Sanna Marin, like when she was in office, Putin and Russia invaded the Ukraine, and Finland shares a border with with Russia. And that's not what my movie is about, I think. But I do think it's interesting that as this was going on, she all of a sudden was like launched into like, there's a war going on in a bordering country and COVID is happening at the same time, you know?
Yeah.
So
that is, yeah. A lot going on there.
A lot going on.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm thinking, all right?
Okay.
We bring it to her home country in Norway, all right? Okay. There is a international I don't want to call it like a war, like I don't want to bring that into it as much, but more like a I think that there's some sort of like treatise or anything going on where there's some sort of treaty, right?
Okay.
And the U.S. gets involved. Like there's a Secretary of State attaché that comes to Norway for some sort of like diplomacy of sorts with the country, and she's all of a sudden like launched into this national stage a little bit, and she's obviously this young prime minister. But I see this here. She catches her high school sweetheart, her longtime partner, husband, cheating on her in the beginning of this movie. And they get divorced, right? And she's kind of like in like I went to, I studied all my life. I was like always focused. Then I reached the mountaintop and everything was supposed to be perfect. And then it wasn't. She's like, I kind of want to rage a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's like, I kind of want to let loose, I'm 35 years old. I'm 30, whatever years old. I'm like, fuck it. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's fucking Norway. I can go to a bar when I'm the prime minister.
Don't care.
Yeah, fuck it. And she is kind of in this mode, and then she meets the Secretary of State's press secretary. So someone who's all about optics on a much larger scale. And they're like going to begin a relationship. So it's kind of like a reverse Norwegian American president a little bit.
I like that.
You like this going on here?
Yeah.
And it's this guy who like is like kind of falling in love with her.
Yeah.
But he's also like super obsessed with optics in a way that she's not. Kind of like Sanna Marin. Do you like that more, or do you like maybe the U.S. diplomat who's living in Finland, and it's like Michael Fassbender or someone, and he's like, fuck, or Norway, and it's like, fuck, they put me in Norway? I have nothing to fuck do here. This is such a fuck off role. And then he's the one who's like, come out to the bar with us. And she's like, I'm the prime minister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That feels more American.
Okay.
The other one feels maybe more in line with what she's been, like tonally, what she's been doing.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, this is not like a movie she's done.
Yeah.
But the other one feels like a little bit more complex in a way, in like it's where the other one is real. Like, the other one is a little bit more like Hollywoodized, which depends on what she's looking for. It depends if she's looking to break in a little bit more America into her work.
Well, it's the decision of who makes this movie, I think.
Yeah,
and
which country gets it?
Hear me out. I got a kind of a crazy idea. So for Saturday night, I had so much going on. Right, you were up in the Central Coast.
You were too?
Well, by Saturday, I was back here.
Oh, okay.
Saturday night, and by a lot going on, I had nothing going on.
Okay.
Nobody was in town.
Yeah.
I was just like, fuck, I got to just sit here. What do I do? Get a little wine going.
Yeah.
And look through my physical media, speaking of it.
Good for you.
So, I've never really cracked into disc 2 of my Social Network DVD.
Yeah.
The supplements. The essentials and the supplements. That's what it's called.
Cool.
Put in the supplements, and it's all these interviews with Fincher and Sorkin and all these, it's the directors and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, what an incredible and incredibly successful experiment when you have the folksy Aaron Sorkin, Frank Capra, Katharine Hepburn style screwball writer with this deep interest in American politics that he has. Mm-hmm. And you paired him with just like the super freak of all super freaks, David Fincher. And like, we think about perfect pairings a lot, but it was their imperfect square peg round hole that made this thing so great in a way, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, we got to just fucking do that with this guy more often. Like, Sorkin should be working with his polar opposites. So I got a crazy idea. Aaron Sorkin's script.
Okay.
All the folksy, aw shucks, poorly written female character tropes of Aaron Sorkin scripts. but then it's directed by Sofia Coppola.
Whoa.
Yeah. Think about an insane pairing like that. You ever thought about that?
No.
Yeah.
But I don't hate it.
There's something there.
Yeah. And I think that she's a really good pairing for Renate.
Sophia's kind of the person. I think that she's really good, obviously, with like the internalities of young women, but like there needs to be more talking, and there needs to be a lot more structure that I don't think she's very interested in diving deep into.
Yeah.
Maybe not Sorkin, maybe Gilroy.
Maybe Gilroy.
Yeah, he did The Cutting Edge. He did Romance.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Sophia's a great call.
Yeah.
And I think Sorkin's interesting because at this point in his career, he's
like, I'm David Lean.
He's clearly like, I direct.
Yeah.
I'm a director now. If I write it, I direct it.
Yeah.
We let him get too powerful. We should have kept him in the writers.
He's the GOAT.
He's the GOAT of writing. And
don't want to say of writing.
Yeah. And so I think if we could convince him to write and to work with Sophia, who typically is also
writing her own scripts,
also writes most of her scripts, maybe all of them.
I think she has. Yeah.
I would love to see them, take their best strengths.
Yeah. Well, this is also getting to the episode that I think I soft pitched you on, and I guess I'll soft pitch it on here.
Yeah.
Where we're talking about like older directors who kind of maybe have lost some velocity off the fastball.
Sure.
Where like maybe they should just start teaming up. I guess this kind of goes back to the Once Upon a Time.
Yeah.
Though I don't think either Tarantino or Fincher has lost their fastball. Like,
sure.
Maybe they should start kind of teaming up and being like, hey, James L. Brooks, like, you want to make a movie with, I don't know, like Aaron Sorkin? Or, I don't know, that would be good.
We're stronger in numbers, all right?
Yeah, we're stronger in numbers. You
Yeah.
know? We got to get two of these kind of like old legends together instead of one.
Yeah.
We can't let them in a room alone. Zemeckis making here, like, we got to get you with someone else in there to kind of bounce some ideas off of.
They've got too much to say, not a lot of time to say it.
And a lot of yes men around them.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I got for you.
I think that's cool.
Yeah.
I think she'd be great with Sophia.
Prime Minister.
I think she'd be great as a government official.
Yeah. I think she could lead a country and then rage.
I do think she could do both of those things today as herself in real life.
Yeah.
I think she would rage, and I think she would lead Norway to heights previously unseen.
Never seen before.
Yeah.
I think that she would do well in like the UN setup of like discussing.
Yeah, she'd be great.
Kind of that thing. And then immediately after, where they're talking about borders or something like that, she goes from there into just smoking a dart in the parking lot.
Nobody does it better.
Yeah.
Few people are better at smoking darts current day than she is.
She's unbelievable at it. She only gets one in Sentimental Value.
She needed
a father-daughter dart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She needed a carton.
But she's got one of the greatest dart scenes I think in movie history, which is really saying, I don't say that lightly.
She scaled the mountain.
She scaled the mountain doing the shared the inhale exhale with our guy there.
Damn.
Yeah, that was really something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is good. I think this is good stuff.
Yeah.
I like it better than mine.
Okay.
So I think we go with yours.
What do we name this movie? That's a tough one.
Prime time.
How about this? I got one right. Borders.
Bruh. Yeah.
Because it's not only about the borders of countries. It's about the borders of our own actions, you know? Yeah.
It always is.
Hello, borders.
It always is.
Hey, we got long drinks too. That's the pride of Finland.
Bingo.
Shout out to Sanna Marin.
Shout out to Sanna. I mean, that's I don't know anything about her. That's very interesting.
Call me.
Yeah. And call Matt. I really have to pee.
Okay, let's get out of here.
I think we've done great Renate work.
Yeah, I think we did it.
Well, I hope that she listens.
She'll check it out.
I think she's curious.
She's like, I don't know what to do next.
Just hanging out.
She's like, why are these guys talking about Blu-rays for 30 minutes before me?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
But let's go. Anyway.
Go see Sentimental Value.
Go see Sentimental Value.
Yeah.
Go check out Renate Reinsve in Life.
Yes, here.
Yeah, don't stalk her, but
see if you can find her in a movie.
Yeah,
Find her on Start there.
Smoke a dart with her. I don't know. But we'll be back next week doing something else. I don't know what we're gonna do yet. But these movies are getting better. We're talking about better movies these days.
Yeah,
because we're getting to the end of the year, and we're gonna have fun doing it with some great guests. Sana Marin coming on the pod next week.
Prime Minister coming on.
Yeah. Will, this has been Elevator Pitch.
Yeah. Thank you, Matt.
Have a good night.